Hello everyone, happy National Poetry Month. Hope everyone's looking at poetry. Purse almost fell. Especially mine, because I'm sharing it on TikTok at I Am Calicious if you want to go check it out. Also, my Instagram name is the same name. So if you're not on TikTok, you can watch it on Instagram. I have not shared it on any other platform because I'm not sure about the copyright claims because they're all based on music. I've only had two copyright claims technically on YouTube, but did nothing happen to my account or anything. It's just they just claimed the song, but I can still get my views and stuff. But I don't know about all the songs, so we'll see. Maybe I'll make like a compilation video or something, or like just making a video sharing all of the poems that I shared on TikTok and Instagram, and just make one long video. Maybe at the end of the month, I'll make a video and be like, hey, here's all these poems. I do want to write longer poems based off of music, so maybe I'll do that with that. But today, I'm talking about a book, Maya Angelou, and Still I Rise. I always wanted to read her poetry. I have her book, When the Caged Bird Sings. I have read a little bit of it, but not the whole thing. So there's that. But yeah, this is the first poetry book I ever read by her. So first, I'm going to give you some information about Maya Angelou. I'm going to try not to read everything word for word because it's kind of a lot. But I did not read the biography a lot beforehand. But yeah, and then we're going to talk about the book. Of course, because it's here. All right, so let's talk about Maya Angelou. She was born Margaret Annie Johnson, April 4th, 1928, and she passed away May 28th, 2014. She was born in St. Louis, Missouri. She was second child of Bailey Johnson, a doorman and Navy dietitian, and Vivian Johnson, a nurse and car dealer. And her older brother, Bailey Jr., nicknamed Margaret Maya, derived from Mai or Maya's sister. That's how she got her name. She was an American memorist. She wrote a lot of memoirist, popular poet, and civil rights activist. She published 7 autobiographies, 3 books of essays, several books of poems, and is credited with a list of plays, movies, and television shows spanning over 50 years. She received dozens of awards and more than 50 honorary degrees. That is a lot. That's really nice. She's best known for her series of 7 autobiographies, which focus on her childhood and early adult experiences. The first, I Know Why the Caged Bird Sings, came out in 1969, tells of her life up until age 17 and brought her international recognition and acclaim. And she became a poet and a writer after a string of odd jobs during her young adulthood. These include fry cook, sex worker, nightclub performer, Porgy and Bess cast member, Southern Christian Leadership Conference coordinator. That sounds like a lot of work. And correspondent in Egypt and Ghana during the decolonization of Africa. She was also an actress, writer, and director of plays, movies, and public television programs. Like I said, she was a civil rights activist, and she worked with Martin Luther King and Malcolm X. I'm going to skip some of these. She was respected as a spokeswoman for Black people and women, and her works have been considered a defense of Black culture. Her works are widely used in schools, and universities worldwide, although, of course, there have been some attempts to ban it. She's most celebrated. Like I said, her most celebrated works have been labeled autobiographical fiction, but many critics consider them to be autobiographies. I did not look into why people thought it was fiction, but I'm going to tell you, I got this all from her Wikipedia page, and she has a lot of information about her, so this video would have been too long to tell everything. She made a deliberate attempt to challenge the common structure of the autobiography by critiquing, changing, and expanding the genre. Her books centered on themes including racism, identity, family, and travel. So she had a lot going on in her life. Okay, so about the book. This book is not the original version. I found that out when I looked it up. So this is the Time Warner Books UK version that was released in 1986. The original version And Still I Rise was her third volume of poetry, published by Random House in 1978. It's supposed to only have like the first 3 parts in here, but they also added the entire book, I didn't realize, of Shaker, Why Don't You Sing? It's her 4th book of poetry, published by Random House in 1983. So I guess they decided to combine them, because when I looked up And Still I Rise on Wikipedia, it only had like the first 3 parts, these parts. And then they just put an entire, I was concerned why, I mean, it was a fast read, I'm going to be honest with you. It's only 100 pages, and it's poetry, so it's not like, some poems were like 3 pages, but it wasn't hard to get through. This is a really easy read. I will say there are some metaphors and some words that I didn't get, so I had to look them up and stuff. But other than that, it was an enjoyable read. But yeah, this whole entire back part is another book, just a separately, completely different book. So yeah, I got the deluxe version, I guess, you know. So let me give my overall opinion on the book real quick, and then I'll go into the poems that I liked, and I'll read the my own poems that I wrote based off of my favorite poems in each section. So my overall opinion is I really enjoyed the book. I love the variety. I love the different subject matter. She would talk about food, sex, kind of men she liked, her family, traveling, and racism. Like basically what they said in the description of like the topics she covered. She covered everything in here. And I 100%, 10 out of 10 recommend. I already loved Maya Angelou, so I'm a little biased, I guess. So it doesn't really, it's a no-brainer for me. Pick this book up. It wasn't expensive. I got it on Amazon. And maybe it was less than $10. So I highly recommend it. And it was really interesting to get like the deluxe version, because I had no idea it was just another book at the end of this. So that was kind of cool. You get a little extra in this version. But yeah, that's my overall opinion. I loved it. Like I said, I'm biased. So, you know, take what I say knowing that I'm biased, okay? And as you can see, I had some favorites. So we're going to go into it. So part 1 is called Touch Me, Life, Not Softly. And so this poem I'm going to talk about is on page 8. And it's called Phenomenal Woman. And this is like one of her most popular works, I feel like. So I'm going to read it, and then I'm going to read the poem that I wrote. Phenomenal Woman. Pretty women wonder where my secret lies. I'm not cute or built to suit a fashion model's size. But when I tell them, they think I'm telling lies. I say, it's the reach of my arms, the span of my hips, the stride of my step, the curl of my lips. I'm a woman, phenomenal woman. That's me. I walk into a room just as cool as you please, and to a man, the fellows stand or fall down to on their knees. They swarm around me like a hive of honeybees. I say, it's the fire in my eyes and the flash of my teeth, the swing in my waist, the joy in my feet. I'm a woman, phenomenal woman. That's me. Men themselves have wondered what they see in me. They try so much, but they can't touch my inner mystery. When I try to show them, they say they can't see. I say, it's in the arch of my back, the sun of my smile, the ride of my breast, the grace of my style. I'm a woman, phenomenal woman. That's me. Now you understand, that's why my head's not bowed. I don't shout or jump about or have to talk real loud. When you see me passing, it ought to make you proud. I say it's the click of my heels, the bend of my hair, the palm of my hand, the need for my care, because I'm a woman, phenomenal woman. That's me. I love that poem so much. Okay, so I wrote my own poem. It's also called Phenomenal Woman. So here it goes. Pretty women ask where my secret lies. So I tried to use the first lines of each poem, but I just realized I didn't use the full line. But you get what I'm trying to say. Okay. Pretty women ask where my secret lies. I'm not a Victoria's Secret model size. It's the glow from my mahogany skin. It's the glow from my smile. It's the way that I walk with power. It's the way that my hips swivel when I walk. It's the way I got fat in all the wrong and right places. It's the way I keep men warm with that fat. It's the glow from my eyes. It's the glow from my soul. I'm a woman, phenomenal woman. That's me. So y'all, I want to kind of tell on myself a little bit. I was in my own world. Usually I take like a whole week to get ready for like the videos and stuff, but your boy was slacking. So he's gonna be short. And some of the poems I picked were short anyway because I was like, I need to make my video. But I had a good time writing them. So, all right. So part 2 is called Traveling for the book. I folded these pages. Now I can't. No, that's part 3. I went too far. Okay. So on page 35. If I can get to the page. It's called The Traveler. So I'm going to read it and I'm going to read my poem. The Traveler. Byways and bygone and lone nights long, sun rays and sea waves, a star and stone, manless and friendless, no cave, my home. This is my torture, my long nights alone. So I wrote a poem and it's called Abandon. Byways and bygone, facing solitude head on. Cloudy over my head, empty in my bed. Friendless and loveless, only emptiness. No home to call my own, just long nights alone. At first I called it Alone, but I also have another poem called Alone. So your boy had to find a synonym, you know. All right, and then part 3 is called And Still I Rise. So the title of the book. So of course I post. Man, my brain is this time now. So Still I Rise is on page 41. And this is the one I based my poem on. And this is also, I feel like, another one of her like most famous poems. So of course I had to write my own. So here it goes. Still I rise. You may write me down in history with your bitter, twisted lies. You may trod me in the very dirt, but still like dust I'll rise. Does my sassiness upset you? Why are you beset with gloom? 'Cause I walk like I've got oil wells pumping in my living room. Just like moons and like suns, with the certainty of tides, just like hopes springing high, still I'll rise. Did you want to see me broken, bowed head and lowered eyes, shoulders falling down like teardrops, weakened by my soulful cries? Does my haughtiness offend you? Do you take it awful hard, 'cause I laugh like I've got gold mines digging in my own backyard? You may shoot me with your words. You may cut me with your eyes. You may kill me with your hatefulness, but still, like air, I'll rise. Does my sexiness upset you? Does it come as a surprise that I dance like I've got diamonds at the meeting of my thighs? Whew, those 2 lines are my favorite of the whole poem. Okay. Out of the huts of history's shame, I rise. And up from a past that's rooted in pain, I rise. I'm a black ocean, leaping and wide, welling and swelling. I bear in the tide. Leaving behind nights of terror and fear, I rise. Into a daybreak that's wondrously clear, I rise. Bringing the gifts that my ancestors gave, I am the dream and the hope of the slave. I rise, I rise, I rise. And those last lines about bringing the gift that my ancestors gave, I'm the dream and the hope of the slave. I love those lines too. So those 4 lines are my favorite. But yeah, I like that it's like about overcoming and, no matter what people say about you, you still know who you are. You're still confident in who you are. So I love it. So of course my poem's called Still I Rise. You may write me down in history with your vicious, twisted lies. But I've been through almost all of it, all of the bad life has had to offer. But like the waves, still I rise. When the world tries to set me on fire, a typo, of course, because I wrote this at midnight. Okay, I'm going to read that again. When the world tries to set me on fire, when the world tries to tell me I'm not good enough, when the world tries to guilt me into submission, when the world tries to tear me down to the bone, like the sun, still I rise. No insults, no manipulation, no scare tactics, no gaslighting can keep me down, because no matter what happens to me, still I rise. Okay, so that's that one. So part 4, like I said, is a whole another book. That was a surprise to find out. So this book is called Shaker, Why Don't You Sing? And my favorite poem is on page 84. It's called To a Suitor. I gotta get there. And this is another short poem. You see, I was kind of lazy. Anyway, but I got it done. It's called To a Suitor. If you are black, inform me. Press steady as the weight of the night. As the weight of night. And I will show you cascades of brilliant astrology. I hope I said that right. Okay. If you are black and constant, descend importantly as a ritual. And I will arch a crescent moon naturally. That's the image right there. So, I called mine for a potential bae. Because sometimes I do call, like, guys, I'm talking to my potential baes. If you are black, inform me. Be confident in your pursuit for me. And I will give you love that will take you to ecstasy. If you are black and kind, I will treat you like a king, and I'll have no problem arching into a crescent moon. I love that moon line. It's just so good. So yeah, these are my, I feel like last week and this week are short videos, but got to the point, you know what I mean? So, like I said, I highly recommend this book. I love Maya Angelou. I want to read more of her books. I need to finish When the Cage Bird Sings. It's in my storage unit though, so you have to read it some other, like, whenever I can get it out, you know. But yeah, that's all I have to say about the book. I really loved it, and I loved all the things about her life. She has a poem about her dad. You know, she has poems about, like, the South and the food and all those kind of things. So it's really cool. It's a really cool book. It's a really good book. Highly recommend it. Totally. So yeah, if you like Maya Angelou, tell me what you like about her. Are some of these poems that I read some of your favorite poems? I could read more poems, but I just wanted to give my favorites. So yeah, let me know what you think about Maya, and I will see you all next week. I also bought a book by Louis Armstrong, so I'm not sure if I want to do 2 books back to back, but we'll find out. So yeah, I'll see you all next week. And happy National Poetry Month once again.